My own house up for sale. Correction, Joe, Susan's house. Well, she didn't waste much time. 18,000 quid. That's Abe's price, that is. Hello, 8045. Mr. Lampton speaking.
Glad I was able to get hold of you, Mr. Lampton. I was wondering if you could spare a few moments to pop over and see me.
Well, Mr. Fisher, is it important? I'm rather busy. I might find it difficult to get over to Morewater just now.
No, I'd much appreciate it if you could. It is rather important.
Oh, I see.
And I make it a rule never to discuss these matters on the telephone.
Well, if it's about my account, Mr. Fisher, I shouldn't worry too much.
Well, I'm afraid I am rather concerned. I'd like to see you personally to go into the matter.
I realise I'm a bit overdrawn, but it's purely temporary.
Well, you may think it's only a few pounds, Mr. Lampton, but I'm afraid the bank's auditors may take a rather different view. In fact, I doubt if we can extend your credit any further.
Oh, I see.
So, shall we make it 3 o'clock this afternoon, Mr. Lampton?
This afternoon, well, I'm busy. I've got a lunch today, and I'm out of town tomorrow. Could we make it the same time the day after tomorrow?
The day after tomorrow, then, Mr. Lampton. I hope your meeting goes well.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fisher. Goodbye.
Bye.
You're back in your bloody cupboard. Hello, Charlie. How are you keeping?
In a pig, lad. Glad to see you, Joe. Drink.
Aye, scotch, thanks. Scotch.
Wow. How's London suiting you then, lad? You'd be a right cockney by now, won't you?
Oh, I haven't heard. I'm the Pearly King of Weybridge. Well, how long are you down for, Charlie?
Only a fly visit, you know, just a couple of days. Make 'em jump to it at the London office, you know. By hell. I wouldn't mind making that jump to it a bit.
Oh, no, not bad. Charlie, it's your London office I wanted to have a word with you about.
My London office?
Aye.
Oh, no, lad, I don't want any of your management consultancy there. I've got a manager and he bloody consults me. Oh, hell, you've got some fair quality cracker down here, Joe. Look at that. She makes them bunny girls look like shoddy-eyed monkeys. You know that we're winning here last night.
It's not a consultancy contract I'm after, Charlie. I want to work there. I want a job.
You what?
I want a job.
What the hell do you want a job for?
Because I haven't got a job. And I hear you're looking for a new head man for your London office.
Oh, well, that's right enough, Joe. But what about your own firm?
Sold out, sold me interest.
Sold out? But you were doing all right, weren't you?
Oh, aye, not bad at all.
Well, a bit hasty then, weren't you? I mean, you hadn't been started long. What, your father-in-law reckoned to it?
Well, I'll be straight with you, Charlie. There was a bit of a family dust-up.
Oh, I see. Were there a woman in it, Joe? I thought so. There always were with you, weren't there?
Now, look here, Charlie. I don't have to tell you. I know the wool trade backwards. And since I've been down here, I've made a lot of useful contacts.
Well, there's somebody what you see. By hell. Here, I can give that a bit of weft. Very nice, too. Hey, she's coming over here. Do you know her, Joe? Oh, she's a bit young, isn't you?
Hello, Joe.
Hello, Julia.
How are you?
Oh, fine. How are you keeping?
Fine, thanks. How's Harry?
Oh, great.
Give him my regards.
Oh, yes, I'll do that.
Nice boy, Harry. Not exactly like father, like son, eh, Joe?
Now then, Julia.
It's all
this
right,
is
Joe. I'm not staying. I just couldn't resist this chance of saying hello again. Still sticking to your golden rule, are you, Joe?
You what?
Oh, you remember? You said that for you, variety is the spice of life.
Sorry about that, Charlie. Now then,
You
about
know,
this...
at a rough guess, Joe, I'd say you'd upset that young woman at some time or another.
well,
She mentioned Harry. It's your son, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
Was she his girlfriend?
Yes, one time.
Oh, fancy.
Now then, Charlie, I came to talk about this job. Now, come on. You won't find many men with my experience and background. You know that.
No, well, I can't deny that, Joe. I tell you what, I'll think it over. I'm not much of a one for making hasty decisions, you know. But I must admit you've got the right qualifications.
Oh, thank you very much.
Let's see now, I've got your home number, haven't I?
Yes, well, I'm not stopping at home just at the moment, Charlie.
Oh?
No, I'm staying up in town. I'm at 191 Gregson Court, Bayswater. That's London W2. Phone number's 2468045. Or you can drop a line to me at the executive dole queue.
You what? Nothing.
Well, I look forward to hearing from you then.
Right.
Still playing your little games, are you? Why don't you go and play hopscotch in the middle of the M1? Go on, blow.
Not very kind, Joe.
I'm sorry, I meant it as a compliment.
I'm down in the world, haven't you, Joe? Last time it was an Aston Martin.
Well, if you must know, it had pups, and this is the last of the litter. Now, go on, Julia, I'm busy.
You're busy, are you, Joe? Doing what?
Stitching arms on rag dolls.
Not even that from what I hear.
Oh, and what do you hear?
But you've sold your firm and you're out of a job. Doesn't take long for word to travel in more water to the gin and tonic bar.
To the fish and chip belt where your lot live?
But not where Julia lives now, Joe. I hear something else, too.
Go on.
But you've left your wife.
Oh, aye, of course. Susan's Daily lives on your council estate. Well, she always was more the Daily News than the Daily Elf.
What went wrong, Joe? Was he a bit too much variety? Did Susan get fed up with being bottom of the bill?
You cheeky little bitch. Since when did you join the Marriage Guidance Council?
No, it's just as... What was it you called me once? A bit of crumpet? A good lay? Well, for somebody who meant so much to you, I couldn't help but take a personal interest.
All right, well, let's drop it now, shall we, Julia, and say goodbye.
Oh, I couldn't go without telling you the juiciest bit of gossip. But you left Susan for another married woman. A rich married woman. What's even richer, Joe? She's now left you. Was it on with her? At the same time it was on with me. You hurt me, Joe.
Okay, Julia, I've got that message.
Still, just thought I'd let you know. It's over now.
I'm glad.
In fact, maybe I should be sitting here thanking you. You taught me a lot. I won't be hurt so easily again. Who knows? Maybe if it hadn't been for those few weeks with you, I'd never have left Moorwater. Got a flat in Kensington now, and a very good job too.
Oh, that's more than I can say. What are you doing?
Personal secretary to a managing director. PR firm.
Oh, you said you do well.
Now you're telling me it was my mind you really wanted.
I'll tell you one thing, Julia. You're looking very well. Very well.
That's all, Joe. Goodbye. Look after yourself, Joe.
Where are you living now, Julia?
Orchard Mansion's just over the park. Flat 4B. But I wouldn't bother calling round. This time you'll only get fish and chips.
Listen, I thought you were having 3-minute eggs for your tea. I should think it'd be about ready by now. It's 10 minutes since you put them in.
Thank you.
Oh, I'll get it.
Julian.
Yes, Mr.
Dennis Rosswood.
Julia, do you know anyone called Dennis Rossi?
Dennis? How did you know where I lived?
Well, I asked around. Wasn't hard. Can I have a word with you? In, private, like?
Well,
I'll finish this in
It's
my
all right,
bedroom.
Jan. Dennis, there's really no point in you coming here. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is.
There's something I want to talk to you about.
Dennis, I honestly don't think we have anything to talk about. And I got plenty to do around here tonight.
Is this what you came to London for?
It suits me, Dennis, for now.
Oh, it's just what I want to talk to you about.
What?
Look, put your coat on, come out with me, and we'll talk about it over a drink.
If we've anything to talk about, Dennis, we'll talk about it here.
All right. Remember when we were kids together, back on the estate, at school like? Remember we used to talk about, well, if you don't mind me saying so, something better than this.
I said it suits me.
Yeah, I know that, but we used to talk all the time about getting away, didn't we?
I got away, Dennis.
Yeah, I know. Well, look, what I'm trying to say is, well, since you've been away, I've been doing pretty well for myself, personally speaking. That General Dealer's, honest, you'd be surprised the money that's in it. And I haven't even scratched the surface yet.
I'm glad you're doing well, Dennis.
Oh, I'm doing more than well. I'm doing very well. I could even afford the deposit for a house. A house.
Oh. I see.
Wow. Been away for a while now, haven't you? Time to let things settle down like, you know, after that Lambton fella. Well, things were good between us once, Julia. I reckon they could be again. Especially now I can afford the, well, sort of things you like.
Oh, Dennis, I appreciate what you're saying. But I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
Your family want you back. They're worried.
You're exaggerating, Dennis.
No, I'm not.
Well, I don't see that it's any of your business what goes on between me and my family.
They said if I did find you, I should bring you back.
And what do they suppose I'm up to?
Well, they're not exactly
No, and I'm damn
saying.
sure they're thinking the worst.
And they might be right, mightn't they? They were once
Dennis,
before.
I think it might be a good idea if you left.
All right, Julia, I'm going. But I'm not giving up yet. You'll come to your senses. Well, now we bloody know what you've been up to, don't we?
Joe.
Hello, Julia. Well, I must say I'm surprised to see him here.
And we all thought it was over and done with. Well, weren't we led up the garden?
What are you spitting blood about now?
Ditched your wife and kids, haven't you, for her? You're bloody disgusting, you are, Lambton.
Look, it's a long way up those stairs to this flat, Sonny, but there's a bloody quick way
Joe.
down.
Lambton, last time I saw you, you told me not to come whining to you about losing my woman. Well, I'm not whining anymore, I'm warning. I'm warning you to stay away from her. I've got plenty of mates back on the estate who just love to sort you out. And if you don't keep your filthy paws off her, that's just what they will do.
He means that. They're a rough lot, Joe.
I know. But I haven't got me filthy paws on you, have I?
time we came here, we came in your car. Remember? Left it in that multi-storey car park.
Oh, that's right, and neither of us could remember which floor it was parked
Very
on.
impressed. I thought, if he can be so careless with £6,000 worth of car, he must be really loaded.
But the second time we came here, I nearly lost you.
I don't remember much about that night. It was the first time in my life I'd ever had champagne.
Whatever happened to the bottle?
What bottle?
You insisted on taking the bottle as a souvenir, not just the cork, you wanted the whole bottle.
I don't remember much about that.
Look on that fella's face when you got in the wrong cab.
I just got in. I didn't realise you were down the street calling another one.
Beautiful young blonde, carrying a bottle of champagne, steps out of the London drizzle, sits in the back of this cab with this fella. He must have thought it was his birthday.
You used to say every day was your birthday, Joe.
Well, that's the way I felt.
He remembered.
Well, how could he forget? First time you had that lot, you squealed with delight. He brought you another one on the house.
If I squeal now, do you think I'll get another one? Sorry about tonight, Joe.
Sorry.
And Dennis.
Oh, him, he thinks he chews nails and spits iron filings. I grew up in a street full of Dennises. They all like the sound of their own voice.
I know Dennis, Joe. He'll harbour a grudge. He'll brood on it. She was even jealous that time I went out with her.
Harry, you can talk about it.
Don't expect you'll be seeing much of him now.
Well, that's something we won't talk about. Thank you. Have another one.
No, thanks.
Go on.
No, really. Anyway, I think you've been extravagant enough for one night.
Hey, now, look, just because I'm on the dole didn't mean I was going to take you to a soup kitchen.
By the way, Joe, there's a job going at the place where I work. An executive job.
Oh, who do I apply to, you?
No, luckily for you. I could have a word with Mr. Barrett.
Who's he, the commissioner?
No, he's a managing director. My boss.
That's all right, Julia. I've practically fixed myself up with an old pal from Yorkshire. In fact, we were just getting down to it this afternoon when something happened.
Did something go wrong, Joe?
Aye. We were just working out the details when a very pretty young girl came over to our table and practically took me apart in public.
Joe, that's what you were talking about.
It's all right, won't make any difference. Coffee?
No, thanks.
You know what we were talking about?
About the way things used to be between us.
All those hotel rooms and borrowed flats. The fact we can never spend the whole night together.
You always had to get back home.
Don't have to anymore.
I realise that, Joe. No, Joe. I'm going back to my own flat.
Oh, take it. Grill, Pete.
Good film, was it?
We're not there. 4 blondes and a Turkish student on a Baltic island.
Where did you go afterwards?
Yeah. Nice weather, was it?
Marvellous. Who is this there?
Where's that then?
Pyrrhus.
It ought to be marvellous, they charge you, Bob.
Cost you a fiver to go in there and dip your bread in the smell.
Finished, Joe?
I can see why you didn't run away when you saw him again. Janet, come on, let's go and help out some washing up. Won't be a sec, Joe.
Oh, I know. Did I hear you tell Alison you're thinking of moving flat?
Yeah, place I'm in is coming down.
You mean they're pulling it down?
No, it's just coming down. Every time you bang the door and put plastics on the head.
One of the blokes at our place is leaving to get married. It might suit you. Cigarette?
No, thanks.
Ta. Nice girl, Julia.
Yeah, she is.
Known her long?
Quite a time.
Met her when she was living out of town, didn't you?
Yeah, that's right.
He's got an Aston Martin.
Used to have.
Oh, what you got now? Rolls?
More water you live, isn't it? On the hill there. Very nice.
Can't be bad.
It's all right.
The boss's son of the place where I work moved out there when he got married. His name's Martin Amis. Believe he's got a couple of kids now. He drives a pretty expensive car too. Mercedes. Do you know him?
No, don't know him.
Oh, sorry. Just thought you might know him. Thought you might have bumped into him in the golf club. Or a cocktail party.
Look, I said I don't know him and I don't want to bloody know him.
Sorry. What's up with him?
Answer that, would you, Joe?
All right.
Hello? 0811, hello?
Hello?
Michael's gone. I think I'll say goodnight myself. Night.
Good night, Janet.
Hello.
I think I'll get some sleep as well, Joe.
This flat's a bit too crowded. Come on, back to my place.
For the night.
What else?
Joe, your troubles won't just melt away by us going to bed.
Listen, Julia. If somebody told me this morning I'd be sitting here holding your hand asking you to come and sleep with me, I'd have said they were stark raving mad.
Joe, it's been a lovely evening. I'm glad we're friends again. I really am.
Friends?
Good night, Joe.
Good night, Julia.
Joe.
Come on. 5 minutes, we'll be back in my place. Julia? Julia? Flaming milk. Oh, bugger it.
Language?
Oh, Lola, where have you been?
Well, you may think you can live off, love, but I thought I might try and force a little breakfast on you.
All right, I surrender.
The only trouble was, when I got up to make it for you, I looked in the cupboard and it was somewhat bare.
Ah, well, you see, Julia, the way things are going, even the church mice are laughing at me. No, I'll tell you what it was. When I was a kid, I had to run so many errands, I promised myself when I grew up, I'd never run another errand, not even for me.
Well, I was on that supermarket doorstep when they opened this morning.
What courage. What can I say? I'm overwhelmed. I never slept with a flying nun before.
Well, here's your food parcel.
What have you got in there?
I got some bread.
2 loads? Have you got any fishes in there? I'll show you a trick.
Jerk. Eggs, butter, milk, a new pair of tights. Mine got laddered last night.
You want to watch the company you keep? How'd you cook this?
Don't. It's a feather duster. This week's free gift. Right, so you can have fried eggs, boiled eggs, poached eggs, or omelettes.
That'll be fine.
Oh, be serious, Joe. It's getting late and I've got to get to work. Boiled eggs be okay?
Fine. That's what that's for. I thought it was a radio. No wonder that Jimmy Young never rings me.
Right, unzip me.
Well, now, you sure? Like my eggs 3 minutes, you know.
No, Joe. There's an ironing board in the cupboard over there. And that's the long, thin thing, the sharp end and the blunt end. I want to press this dress before I go to the office. You didn't give me time to pack an overnight bag, remember?
You have to go in today.
I certainly do.
All right. I don't know where the iron is.
I found that.
All right, where was it? In the fridge?
What's that for?
For being a sunshine breakfast.
Oh, toast will be ready.
Can't you stand still for a minute?
If I don't keep on the move, Joe, you grab me. And I've got my job to think about.
About that job you were hoping to get. How many here?
Oh, today, I expect. Don't worry. It's all fixed up. Charlie Armstrong's an old pal of mine.
It's a good job, Joe.
Very. But the point is, it'll get me back in business, and I'll be away for slates.
What?
Oh, you know, moving, getting back up there.
You're not tight to be standing still for long, Joe. Oh, the eggs will be ready. There. Those should be just about right for you.
Hey, what about you?
I haven't got time to eat breakfast, Joe. I'm late already.
Well, I'll drive you to the office.
What, like that?
Well, it won't take a minute.
It's all right, I'll get a taxi.
Oh, aye, taxi, get you.
Ah, well, you see, Julia's a big grown-up girl now.
All right then, love. Off you go. I'll call you later.
Bye, Joe.
Bye. Your obedient servant, my fat ass. Can whistle for that one, mate. Charlie, come in, what a surprise.
Morning, Joe. What are you getting up these days? The pavement's red.
Well, I know how it is. Butler forgot to wake me. Well, I didn't expect you to come in.
Oh, just passing.
Just passing.
Ah, on my way to the station. I'm off back up north today. 2 days in London's enough for me.
Well, it's very nice of you to come and see me.
So this is where you're living, is it?
All right.
Be a tidy rent, this, I should think.
I expect I could rent Whalley Town Hall for not much more. There's no birds in there, Charlie. Cubs on them.
Oh, aye.
As a matter of fact, I'm practically a virgin these days. Sit yourself down.
Oh, well, I won't be no more than a few minutes, Joe.
Well, you've been thinking it over, have you? I've had quite a few ideas for your London office. I think you'll be interested in them.
I thought it over, Joe.
And?
It's not on. Sorry. There's no job.
What?
There's no job.
What are you talking about? You know yourself it'd be hard put to it to find somebody to do the job better.
Well, that's got now to do with it, Joe.
What the hell do you mean it's got nothing to do with it? You practically promised me that job. I've been bloody banking on it.
No, I made no promises. But I did make some inquiries, and I'll tell you quite straight, Joe, I didn't like what I was told.
Oh, aye. What were you told, Charlie?
You told me you'd had a bit of a family dust-up.
So?
Well, more than a dust-up. More like London Blitz from what I hear.
You're exaggerating, Charlie.
Oh, I am I? Well, it's done plenty of damage, Joe. It's blown you sky high. And another thing. You told me you'd sold out your interest in the business.
Well, that's right, so I have.
Ah, but what you didn't tell me was when you'd emptied till, you copped the bloody lot in Abe Brown's face. That weren't very smart, Joe. In fact, I'd say you'd been a bit of a silly bugger.
Well, that's my business, Charlie. So, if there's no job, let's just leave it at that, eh?
What I'm trying to tell you, if you listen for once, is that not only is there no job with me, but there's no job for you with anybody, Joe. Nobody'll touch you with a barge pole. Abe Brown will see to that. You couldn't get taken on in weaving shed.
Abe, the bastard.
Ah, Abe. And don't you forget his interests are all over the place.
Don't forget, he says.
The only way you'll get a job now, Joe, is to emigrate.
Oh, aye. You know guts, Charlie. You're like all the others when Abe calls the tune. You do a clog dance
I don't
like
like
them.
the hand that feeds me, not like some folk. You made your own bed, Joe. And you know what your trouble is. There's always a different woman in it.
What are you on about now?
Practically a virgin, eh, Joe? Don't kid me, you've taken up ballet dancing.
You sanctimonious, hypocritical bastard. Get out, Charlie. Stick your job up your jacksie.
You'll never learn, will you, Joe?
Get out, Charlie. Go on, get back up to moors, but rest up bloody sheep. Oh, aye, and if you see Abe tonight at Whalley Conservative Club, give him that from me. Mr. Butler, please. Mr. Lampton calling. Lampton. Lampton. Yeah, I'll wait. Hello, Frank. Oh, well, have you any idea when he will be back? Well, you must have some idea. Yes, I'll hold. Three or 4 weeks, eh? Well, have you any idea where I could contact him then? Gone on a cruise. No, don't bother to tell him I phoned. Just tell him to... Just leave it at that, eh? Bye-bye. Well, Joe. It's come to somewhat when they have to crack on their own a cruise to avoid you. Something's gone wrong with our ring of confidence. Well, he was asking him. He wouldn't give me a job busking a dough queue. Oh, aye, Dick Reed. He owes me a favour. Got his firm out of a jam once. He came up smelling like violets. Dick Reed, please. Joe Lampton calling. Hello, Dick. Well, I'm fine. How you keeping? Well, I was just thinking it's a long time since we had lunch together. I don't think we met since the... today? Well, tomorrow. Aye, fine. Yes, I did. Sold up. Yeah. Well, Dick, let's say that if there was something going at your firm, I'd be more than interested. Aye. Your personnel officer? No, look, Dick. Yes, I realise you're a busy man, Dick. All right, then. You're personnel officer this afternoon. Bye, Dick.
And incidentally, thank you very much for filling in our standard application form, Mr. Lampton.
Oh, that's all right. It passed half an hour while I was in your waiting room.
This is a pure formality, more for the files than anything else. My personal inclination is to judge a man as he strikes me.
Well, let's hope it doesn't come to that.
What is that, Mr. Lampton?
Nothing. Do go on.
Well, since you filled it in, let's see. A university, no degrees. You seem to have left grammar school rather young. Was there any special reason for that?
Yes, to help pay the rent.
Quite. Things were rather different in those days. But did you take up any form of further education afterwards?
Plenty, but not at school.
I see you started your working life in local government.
That's right, Warley Town Hall. Shuffling papers with the town clerk.
And why did you leave there?
Well, let's say I did not see sewage disposal as my vocation, even though it was a white-collar job.
Mr. Lampton, I'm not at all sure that you're taking this interview seriously.
Oh, but I am, Mr. Jackson, very seriously indeed. But I had the feeling when I looked at my curriculum vitae on your form that they looked like a list of previous convictions. And I don't see what it has to do with my capabilities today.
I appreciate your feelings, Mr. Lampton, but you must understand I must be absolutely sure that we don't put any square pegs in round holes.
Well, that depends on how many square holes you have to fill.
Shall we continue, Mr. Lampton?
Be my guest.
I see you were in the services.
RAF.
Did you have any combat experience?
You mean apart from closing time on Saturday night in Warrington? Plenty, but I don't see it makes any difference.
You didn't say whether you had a commission or not.
No, I didn't, did I?
Well, did you?
No, you see, I made a big mistake. I should never have gone to Liverpool for elocution lessons.
Look, Lampton, Mr. Reed personally asked me to see you. There are only a few more points to cover. I see within a very short time of your demobilization from the RAF, you were appointed to the board of directors of Brown & Company, the textile firm. That must have been quite a jump.
Yes, it was more than you know.
And then I see you left Brown's to become a business consultant. That would be here in London.
Well, it wasn't in Batley. Yes, that was in London, and I sold out my interest a short time ago.
And why was that?
I had a disagreement with my partner over the reorganization of the firm. You see, in business, I judge a man by the company he floats. And the one he insisted on floating was ready to sink.
Seems to me, Lambton, that what your organisation needed was a business consultant. Well, I'll be putting through my report to Mr. Reed in the ordinary way. If we have anything for you, I shall let you know.
How long will that take?
It could take a few weeks.
A few weeks, eh?
All right, sir.
Does that form go to Mr. Reed too?
Oh, naturally.
Oh, can I have it back, please? I forgot to put one
Certainly.
or two things in. Thank you. Now then, you're an educated man, Mr. Jackson. Am I right in thinking there are two L's in bollocks?
Julia, better get your running shoes on again.
Hello, Joe.
Hello, love. Where are you going?
Paris.
Oh, hi, Paris. When?
Tomorrow.
Holiday or something?
No, it's for the firm. I get around quite a bit in this job, you know.
How long will you be gone?
Only one night.
Well, I must say how Julia certainly left that little girl behind on the council estate.
Yes, she certainly has. Have you heard about that job yet, Joe?
No. In fact, it's all cocked up.
I'm sorry.
Look, Julia, you know you were mentioning
That
the
executive job at our place.
things are getting a bit difficult.
I have a word with Mr. Barrett first thing.
Oh, fine, love, thanks. Hey, I tell you what, now I'm here, come and have a drink with me.
Sorry, Joe, I got my packing to do. I'll ring you when I fix an appointment, okay?
Fine. I'll be waiting.
This business consultancy division is an important new venture for us. But I'm quite certain with your experience you'll be just the right man for it.
Thank you very much.
I'll show you our office in a moment. But in the meantime, well, let's have a drink on it, shall we?
Yes, please.
Whiskey all right?
Yes, fine, thanks.
Oh, how do you like it? Straight?
Oh, straight, please.
Good. Well, here's to a successful association.
Cheers.
I'm very pleased Miss Dungarvan mentioned you to me.
Yes, it was good of her.
Yes, it was. Oh, I'm quite sure you'll be happy working with us here. I mean, you've literally got a free hand. But I think it would be sensible for both of us to start on a note of frankness.
By all means.
Miss Dungarvan tells me that she's known you some little time.
Yes, quite some time.
Well, as you know, Miss Dungarvan is my personal private secretary. There's no point in my being naive. As one of my executives, you'd learn it soon enough. I mean personal and private in every sense of those words. Julia, would you come in here a moment, please?
Yes, Mr. Barrett.
Julia, what time do we leave for Paris?
Must have been delayed, Joe, but I'm afraid I've got to go out now and there's no one else in.
Well, do you mind if I wait here for her?
Oh, well,
I'm not going to nick anything, you know.
Oh, I didn't mean that.
Well, it's all right then, isn't it?
Oh, I suppose so. Bye-bye.
Had a nice time, have you?
Yes, I have, as a matter of fact.
Did old Barrett enjoy himself? How is he? Still performing well?
I'm not going to talk to you while you're in this mood, Joe. I'm going up to unpack.
It's a bit late to start talking now, isn't it? You didn't tell me, did you? Let me walk straight into it.
Tell you what?
That your Barrett's bit of spare is regular knockoff.
Is that all you waited here to tell me?
Well, not quite bloody all.
Yes, it's true. And it's none of your damn business.
Well, you made that pretty clear, haven't you? You weren't letting on.
Oh, yes. I kept my dark secret from you for 2 whole days. Do you think if I really wanted to keep it from you, I'd have recommended you for that job? Don't be stupid, Joe.
Stupid? Me? That's an understatement, is that? I'm plain bloody daft, otherwise I wouldn't be here.
I don't know why you are here unless it's just to sling insults at me.
Well, it's screaming obvious why I'm here, isn't it? Ever since we met again, you've had me following you around like the village idiot. Me, grown fella. If I carried on like this back in Yorkshire, they'd lock me up and throw the key down a coal pit.
Don't blame me, Joe. I didn't want to start it again.
Didn't want to start it again? I didn't hear you shouting rape.
I didn't want to have to tell you this, Joe, but I did it out of sympathy.
Sympathy?
Yes, sympathy, if you know what that is.
You bitch. I'd be running after you like an overgrown schoolboy, worse than my own lad, Harry, when he was after you. And all over you, you little tramp.
And when did Joe Lambton join the Salvation Army?
Are you going to stick with him, Barrett?
Why? Do you think because you suddenly appear out of the blue, I'm ready to forgive and forget and shack up with you again? I think that's the word they use about tramps, isn't it?
Are you going to stick with him?
I'm really quite fond of him, Joe.
Really quite fond?
I did fall in love once. With you. And look where that got me. Left it crying to a pillow in a dingy hotel room. Never again, Joe.
Things are different now,
Things will
Julia.
never be different with you. You'll never change. You expect everybody else to change to suit you. Well, you've changed me, Joe.
Look, Julia. I never meant to hurt you.
Oh, I believe you. Not at first. But you did, when it was convenient to you. But I wasn't going back to typing envelopes in that boring little office and working every night in a tatty coffee bar to earn a few extra shillings. You never saw me in action there, did you, Joe? Oh, it was great fun for the local yobs who came in every night for a slow coffee and a quick feel.
That's enough, Julia.
Oh, don't tell me I shock you, Joe. Not Joe Lambton.
No. You don't shock me. You just make me feel sad. Goodbye, Julia.
Joe!
Yes, Mr. Fisher, I know I didn't keep the appointment.
I thought I'd stress the importance of it, Mr. Lambton.
Yes, you did stress the importance of it, Mr. Fisher.
I was in all yesterday afternoon.
I know, but I was unavoidably detained. What you might call an unexpected meeting. Well, they certainly gave me the business.
What's that?
Nothing, Mr. Fisher. It was two gentlemen who wanted to settle up with me. No, I don't think you'd know them. Not without their masks, anyway.
Well, I'm glad to hear things seem to be healthier for you, Mr. Lambton. But I really must insist that you call in and see me tomorrow morning without fail.
Don't worry, Mr. Fisher. I'll be there. Bye. Oh, Joe. Can't go to the bank looking like that. Old Fisher would scream and put his hands up. Come to think of it, that's not a bad idea. With your debts, pull a bank job while nobody can recognise you. Undertakers are a bit previous.
My God, Joe. What did they do to you?
Do you mean after the boot went in or before the crowbar?
I'm sorry, Joe. Believe me, I am.
Well, how did you know? Did your ex-boyfriend send you a greetings telegram?
He phoned. He said he'd sorted you out. That was his phrase.
You don't think it was just darling Dennis, do you?
He said there was someone else with him. Who was it?
I don't know, but he was no bloody ballet dancer, I'll tell you that. Oh, by the way, did you tell Dennis he got the wrong fella?
I didn't talk. I just listened.
Pity that. Would have given Dennis a good laugh.
Is it very painful?
Oh, no, only where my ribs used to be. How many ribs are you supposed to have, anyway? That's all right, it's not too bad now.
Did you go to the police?
No,
Are you going to?
I'm thinking about it.
You know, Dennis has been in trouble with the police before.
I'm not surprised. He's a handy lad with his boots. Has he been practicing on old ladies?
No. What's so terrible that this should have happened? So stupid. Just at a time when he seemed to be doing better for himself.
I tend to share that sentiment.
I'm sorry, Joe. But you know, Dennis didn't have much of a start in life.
Not like me, you mean?
I mean, exactly like you. He didn't have the advantage of your cleverness, Joe.
No, he doesn't seem to be a great one for an intellectual discussion.
You know, where Dennis and I were brought up, he didn't just read or hear about privileged people. We saw them every day, all those bright, shiny cars passing our estate on the way up the hill.
Mine was one of them.
I didn't mean just yours, Joe. You know, I led Dennis on. I thought he could be my escape from that place, but I became part of his ambitions.
You know, Julia, when you came in just now, I thought you might have been feeling sorry for me.
I could never feel sorry for you, Joe.
Thank God.
If I were to be absolutely honest with myself, I'd say that it was me I feel sorry for. I seem to have become some sort of a jinx. I blame myself that Dennis should have had...
Me beaten up.
Yes, Joe.
Well, don't worry. I won't go to the police.
Thanks, Joe.
Just tell him to keep looking over his shoulder, that's all. Hello. 8045. Mr. Lambton speaking. Who? Harry. Well, it's not nice to hear you, son. Me? Oh, I'm fine. I'm just fine. Hang on a second, Harry. There's someone here who's just leaving.
Anybody I know?
No, nobody you know, Harry.
Goodbye, Joe.
Nobody I know very well, either. Well, how you keeping, son?
Not too bad.
How's your mother?
She's all right, I suppose. And Barbara.
Look, Harry, I've got to come to Moorwater tomorrow. What do you think to the idea of us two getting together?
Yeah, I'd love that, Dad. I think that would be great.
So do I, Harry. So do I.
Bye.